Rolls of 5 comes. Is this what gifting 5 subs feels like? Yeah. Gifting money to a streamer is actually more fulfilling than orgasms. Think about it. Because you're contributing to the economy. And that should make you feel good, you know? It's always good to contribute to the economy in an ethical way by spending your money instead of hoarding it. Like the bourgeoisie. So, like, do you want to be a class trader? No? Cough up 20 subs. Helping someone is more emotionally rewarding than orgasms? Yes. Real talk? I do agree. Like supporting somebody is, like, nice. Like, helping somebody on their GoFundMe or something. When I was, like, 14, I used to struggle with this, like, concept where it's like, oh, man, I feel it's good to help people. But isn't that inherently selfish if I'm helping people just because it makes me feel good? And then, like, I was 14 and really stupid. So then I went through, like, an existential crisis of, like, what is life? What's the point of living? If everything is so narcissistic and selfish, I should die. Things a 14-year-old should not be thinking, But then I grew up and I'm like, wow, who gives a fuck? Like, I'm just gonna, if I want to help people, I'll just help people. Like, it doesn't really need to like be all that, you know? No, most 14-year-olds think like that. Zekrom, go watch a stream where people talk about like jawline mogging. Those are 14-year-olds. These streams have like 200,000 views and they're all like 14, 15, 16, like male teens, and they're not thinking about existential crisis stuff. They're thinking about which hammer to use to smash their jawline so it would look better. And they're saying stuff like, I can't be talking to girls. That's gonna spike my clitorisol. Alright? That can't be true. Neo, it's reality. They are massively popular. They're more popular than Markiplier and like Iron Lung shit. How do the kids not have panic attacks? Well, they're too busy worried about like trying to looks max, and they don't have responsibilities yet, like paying taxes or whatever. So like they could afford to just only care about that type of shit. You know what I mean? Because one thing, right, during the past like fucking 4 years of my life, like, you know, transitioning from my 20s to my mid 20s, is that I go, all of the other stuff I used to worry about, I don't really care anymore. There's way more important stuff now, like taking care of my family. But then like kids don't have to think about that, right? They got a lot of time. And they use this time to think about smashing their jawlines. The kids need to have more panic attacks and play Pikmin at 3 at 14. That's what it should be. They're having panic attacks in like unhealthy ways. Not that there's a healthy panic attack, but no, I'm not transitioning from a guy to a girl. I could. Honestly, I would fucking look amazing. No offense. But I really like being a guy, so. The depiction of a panic attack is not realistic. When I have a panic attack, I boot up Deadlock and just play the game without thinking. Transitioning from a twink to a non-twink soon. You're doing that? Congratulations, I suppose. I've already done that? That's fucking awesome. Unless that makes you sad, in which case it's not awesome. It's awesome, I enjoy it. That's good. I truly believe the best body for anybody is the body that they like. You know, it could be in any shape or size. Though I think if your body is a result of some sort of like disorder, then it's not good. I think that's unhealthy. You should like your body in a healthy way. And I'm not trying to like, I'm not like being like fucking weirdly phobic. I'm not trying to like send in virtue signals. Like fat people can be healthy. It's just like if your body is a result of a disorder, that's not good. You know, there's a lot of people who are like super skinny and they have eating disorders and they're like, I love being skinny. But I'm like, girl, you fucking like you eat 20 calories per day. That's not good for you. Like even if you're happy with your body, that's not good, right? Like that's like really bad. Coffee browsing shed Twitter. What the fuck is shed Twitter? Shed Twitter sounds awesome. Like a Twitter where like it's a bunch of dudes showing off their sheds. Self-harming / eating disorder. Shed Twitter does not sound awesome. That don't sound good at all. I don't know acronyms. I did make what's it called, the educated guess that ED stands for something related to eating disorder, perhaps, but I didn't know what like the SH stood for. Like I thought it was like something to do with like quiet eating disorders, like shh eating disorder or something. And I was like, well, I don't really get it, but whatever. You know, people want to fuck Nick Wilde, right? So why like a community where a quiet eating disorder is probably a thing. Like anything could be a thing online is what I'm trying to say. They should rename it to Zorja Twitter. I don't think Zorja supports eating disorders. Because I think that's bad. Like it literally fucks up your life. I think Zorja just like skinny people. Dude, speaking of which, this happens way too often in like the past 5 years. I'm not gonna give specifics, but I'm like, I think if you guys care enough, you could probably find out who I'm talking about. But there were like so many times of like popular furries on like Twitter or like social media being outed as a guy who just like tricks their friends into developing eating disorders because they want them to be fatter or something like that, and then they get like fucking canceled or something. And I'm like, dude, like it's crazy out there, man. I don't know. It's fucking the crazy part is this is like I could fucking this happened like 4 times with like different people that were like unrelated. And the reason why I think this happens so predominantly, like common, like more frequently with furries is because furries are too friendly. Furries are like too nice. Like furries like go with the fucking flow way too often and then accidentally end up in like a situation like that, you know? More than once? Yes. Yes, this is like a really real thing. This doesn't happen because you're a furry. Like there are like multiple cases of this. Like I know there are plenty of husbands who do fucking weird, fucking deceptive shit to their wife, so like their wife could be skinnier or something like that. You know, there are cases of like that in society. I'm only bringing up furries because we're all furries here, probably. I think. Is anybody here not a furry? How do you trick someone into eating more? You could groom them. You could like be like encouraging to like make them eat more. You could target exploited like vulnerable people who just want to be loved and like they have like a bad life or something like that, and then like you come across the wrong person and they just like straight up like convince you to like develop an eating disorder. Like this is like a very common thing. It's the same pipeline on how cultists trick people into joining cults, right? You know, it's just exploiting vulnerable people. Yeah, it's a manipulation tactic. I don't want to sound weirdly edgy or cringe, but I am interested on like how manipulators behave. Not so I could be one myself, but because like so I could like see the signs, you know? And it is so easy to see signs as an outsider, but when it's happening to you, there are so many shit that's going inside your brain chemistry that like your brain like low-key tricks you, and it's like so easy for like a smart person to get fucking manipulated. So many like smart people buy into Scientology. all right, due to like manipulation tactics, etc. So I always get a little bit judgy when somebody was like when people are like, these people who get tricked into getting manipulated, they're dumb as fuck. I would never like fall into a cult. And I'm like, if your life was slightly different and you enter like and your pipeline just like makes you more vulnerable, you would 100% enter a cult. And you would never fucking realize until it's too late. Stuff like that is why I consider getting into a psych field. It's so interesting. It is interesting, but like, I don't know. If I wasn't so in love with the arts, I think I could see myself trying to get some sort of job like that. Like I was considering also majoring in psychology, but instead I became a business major, slash comp sci major. And then I was like, this makes me miserable, so I went to art school instead. Javi, you give out manipulative vibes, but like in a chill way, like you got it all under control. Okay, I think the reason why I might be low-key a ethical manipulator is because I manipulate my parents to lead better lives. Like sometimes I just have to lie to my parents and be like you can't do this. Like you're like, my dad is like, this number said they could make like give me more money, at like and I think I should give them my credit card. And like I have to explain to my dad that you're getting scammed, and he's like, why would people do that? And I'm like, I like there's no way to convince you. So I'm just gonna use your racism and say that they're Chinese. And then he goes, oh, yes, I know about Chinese scammers. And then he's like, okay, I won't listen to them because they're Chinese scammers. And I'm like, well, like, I guess that's like I wish I didn't have to pull out the racism manipulation, but like it worked. So it's like, whatever. He doesn't hate Chinese people. He's just stupid. And he thinks like there are Chinese people out, like half of China is out there trying to steal his credit card. It's only when the manipulation is malicious and harmful when it becomes a problem. Sometimes when dealing with old people, you just have to lie. I am like so on board just to lying to old people for their sake, you know. Racism manipulation is like, it's a speedrunning strategy. I mean, when I was going to art school and COVID was happening, I did use racism manipulation so I could have free seats on a train. Everybody look at me. I'm very obviously Asian. 2021, it's COVID. People get up and be like, well, I have more leg room, so it's fine. Like, also, it's true. Racist people are pretty easy to manipulate. My case in point, look at people who support Trump. All right? Psychology is very fascinating.